Do not listen to this hypnosis recording whilst driving or operating machinery. Listen only where it is safe for you to relax and fall asleep, or bring your complete awareness to your comfort in this moment. Hello, and thank you for joining me on this specially chosen time to work on yourself, to make the choices to adapt old beliefs and patterns, and to take on new, more flexible ways of being, so that you can enjoy experiencing a less rigid, less fixed life, where you can consciously learn to avoid self-sabotage, limiting beliefs, rumination, remaining in old patterns that are no longer useful to you. You can stop these negative patterns and can instead feel the ease of a more adaptable, healthier, and more resilient way of being, starting with this session. During this guided self-hypnosis, you will be able to explore the reasons, consciously and unconsciously, you have remained in old patterns of thinking, feelings, and behaving. There are many reasons why we may continue to use old, maladaptive ways of being, and you may have some insights into your reasons for doing this, but still may feel unable to stop yourself. You may still need to explore these reasons as to why you remain in these negative ways of being and prevent yourself from living a more fulfilled life. Behind all inflexible and rigid patterns are self-limiting belief systems, core beliefs that you tell yourself over and over again that turn into negative self-talk and negative patterns of emotions and behavior. Every time you say to yourself, "I should have," or "this shouldn't be," or "they ought to," you are speaking in rigid and inflexible or extreme overgeneralized terms that are causing you to limit your responses to life situations. We will use this time together to uncover the deepest parts of your unconscious mind, where your core beliefs reside, to explore which of your beliefs are keeping you from growing, are preventing you from learning and adapting to new ways of being that will guide you towards a more satisfying, successful, fulfilled life. To become more self-supporting, use more appropriate self-talk and adaptive behaviors in whatever situations come along. I am Aaron Surridge of Bewell Coaching and Mentoring, inviting you to take this time for yourself to journey into the deepest corners of your mind so that you can relax and take hold of the endless resources that you may not yet be taking full advantage of. You are invited now to ease into the most comfortable position, either sitting or lying down. Whatever position allows for the most comfort and relaxation in this moment, and allowing that comfort to connect to your breath, letting your thoughts do whatever they will, and just gently bringing them back to your breathing whenever it is comfortable to do so. And then, a little at a time, every time you let your eyes blink, every time you feel your eyelids gently closing over your eyes, and slowly opening again, you can think about how nice it would feel to let them just remain restfully closed. Slowly and steadily noticing how your eyelids open and close again, remembering how relaxing it is to just let them close down softly. And as you continue to relax and listen to the sound of my voice, to the gentle, slowing sound of your breathing, you can take one more deep, full breath in, and can now let your eyes naturally close as you slowly let out that deep breath, and continue to breathe more deeply, more softly in and out. And while you are becoming more oriented to this relaxed state, you can orient your mind to the possibility of being very relaxed, very comfortable, very much at ease within yourself. As your thoughts simply enter into consciousness, then drift away as easily as they came. And you continue to daydream while you continue to inhale and exhale, and can welcome any thought that comes along, any thought at all that drifts in and out, letting the feeling of your lungs as they fill with life-giving air calm and relax you as your mind wanders to this and that. You enjoy feeling more relaxed with every slowing breath, and enjoy the peacefulness of this moment. As all hypnosis is self-hypnosis, you can feel more at ease knowing that you can reject or permit any ideas at any time. So you can allow yourself now to permit yourself to go deeper into a state of calm, knowing you have full control. And I know that you know that each person is unique as an individual, that human experience is often complex. People frequently have more resources than they realize, and sometimes it just feels good to sit or lie and relax deeply And if you are feeling uniquely ready, you can permit that deeper wave of relaxation to fill you with that sense of control and comfort. Flowing from the top of your head down through your forehead, soothing the muscles in your cheeks, and down through your mouth, around your lips and jaw, softening all muscles and tendons in your neck, your shoulders, and back, releasing all tension as you let your lungs fill with healing air, and letting go of any remaining tension now as you exhale, and you notice how good it feels to fully commit yourself to this experience, this moment, as your body and mind let that wave of relaxation flow through the rest of your body and continue to do its work. You feel the gentle widening of your chest and core as you inhale, and the gentle flowing of release moving down through your lower back and seat to your thighs, and with each passing breath, the tension flows out of your body, letting your calves and the muscles in your feet become soft and placid. And this wave of relaxation can now reach the end of your toes, and your whole body can now enjoy the full experience of being completely relaxed and comfortable, feeling completely relaxed, all muscles unwinding, all thoughts soothing, just being mindful and observing how it feels to be in a deep state of soothing relaxation. As you observe in your own time the memory of a time when you did not act in your own best interests, a time when you may have allowed your own self-defeating, self-sabotaging beliefs to limit you, to hinder you, a time when you let your thoughts, your fixed ideas of the way things should be, your obsessive beliefs about what should have been or what ought to be, overwhelm you. What are these beliefs about who you should be, about how you should act, about what you ought to be capable of others, of how they should treat you, and what they ought to do for you, about your expectations of life, of your beliefs about the way things should be. Take whatever time you need to refine these limiting beliefs, to narrate them in your mind or aloud if you need to make them clear in your mind. And if you are unsure and are finding it difficult to locate these limiting beliefs, you can permit yourself now to accept that they exist within you, and you are allowed to access them and to change them for your own and everyone's best interests. Like walking with yourself during those moments and being able to observe yourself, to see yourself, who you are speaking to, what is happening around you, what you are feeling in these moments, what is guiding you to do what you are doing, what is the belief about yourself, about the other person, about the world that you are telling yourself, that you are saying will always or never happen. Are you telling yourself things should be different? I will always, or they should never? When you have taken another deep, relaxing breath, and when you are ready, take this time to just be with the emotions that arise within you. When you think about those times when you have let your old, misaligned, and non-adaptive beliefs defeat you, to cause you to react or to not act in a way that has prevented you from doing what is best. Notice the change in yourself, your reactions to these feelings. Are you aware of what you are telling yourself in these moments of sabotage, moments of weakness, where you are preventing yourself from learning? Do you have thoughts of what you should have done differently, of how you ought to have acted? Now, as you take another deep, centering breath in and release all those negative feelings with ease as you slowly let your breath out. Follow the pathways to the thoughts and beliefs that led you to making those hindering choices, to those actions that followed from those limiting beliefs. Take another step now in your own time on the path that lays itself before you. As those stones mark the way from where you are and spread out in front of you towards your deepest, most sensible and healthiest self, to the person you'd like to be. Remembering now that each time you speak to yourself in terms of always, should, never, ought to, you are allowing your fears, your depressive thoughts about what may have happened in the past, or your anxieties about what may come to be in the future, overwhelm you and take control of you. And now, as you are coming to take a full, healing breath, you can take solace in the gratitude you can show yourself for taking that step, for allowing yourself to find that clarity, and can thank yourself for recognizing that our self-sabotage, our limiting beliefs about the way things are, or maybe come from our fears, our beliefs about what was, that might be again, or about what may be, that may harm you. They are misguided predictions based on incorrect and unhelpful self-dialogues that are preventing you from seeing a different, more adaptable self and a healthier future. And you know that some people believe in the idea that a person's ability to be hypnotized, to go into deep trance, is a fixed characteristic, one that really doesn't change much over time. And I wonder whether you're discovering a good and satisfying basis for disagreeing with this misconception, perhaps discovering that people can go into deeper hypnosis, reaching deeper levels of deep relaxation more quickly through practice, through experience. And you may be interested in knowing just how deeply into the experience of hypnosis, or just how quickly you can reach a very comfortable level within yourself. It really doesn't matter much whether you focus on depth or speed or others or yourself. All that really matters is the enjoyment that goes along with discovering that at all levels within yourself, you really can be comfortable, more flexible, more relaxed, more resilient. And I know that it's important to you to have your mind be active, to think and to analyze, and to always be oriented to as much of what's going on around you as you can. That's the pattern that you've evolved over a lifetime of learning and analyzing. And you know, and I know, as thinking people, as intellectuals, as people who like to think about their lives and circumstances, that sometimes people are the masters of what they learn, and other times people are the victims of what they learn. And each time you take the time to learn something new, you have a chance to integrate it with what you already know deeply. And I don't know how much you know about what you know, about what your mentors and teachers know, about what they don't know, and how people know what they know and don't know about what they don't. And a famous humorist once said, "It is not what you don't know that's the problem. It's what you know that ain't so." So as you follow these thoughts and follow these feelings about what you know or don't know to be so. Follow these feelings back down a road, the road of your past. Back along the road of your life to the first time you thought in that defeating way. Back even further, even deeper, following that path, looking about you, noticing those feelings, those thoughts, those beliefs, those words, to the moments where you first told yourself, "It should," "I'll never," "they always." Back all the way, arriving now to those moments in your past when those beliefs were first spoken, when you heard them first uttered. Whose words do they sound like? Whose voice can you hear, building those beliefs within you? See these first memories of when you learned how to limit yourself, how to defeat your options by believing there are no choices. See yourself. How old are you? Who is there with you? Where are you? Realize and appreciate that at this time you were doing what you needed to. Take compassion on yourself and understand that you were working with limited understanding, limited resources, perhaps limited support, while you breathe in that sense of relief that you are no longer in that moment, no longer that person. You can recognize that you were acting then not in a self-defeating manner, but in a self-preserving manner, trying to build upon your experience and borrowing from the guidance of others. You are overwhelmed by compassionate relief that these limiting and defeating responses have over time become outdated, no longer necessary for your protection, and that you were attempting to help yourself in this past moment. Breathe in that sigh of release as you realize that you, in your older, wiser self, can intervene, can take that younger self by the hand, embrace your younger self, feel the warmth and love that you show yourself. See your now self giving your vulnerable younger self all that they need, all the reassurance, all the comfort, all the love and appreciation they are yearning for. You can trust that whatever you choose to do in this moment for your younger self and for your current self that it is what is best for both of you. You can rest assured that you know what is best in this moment and are acting in your best self-interest. You can trust now that whatever time you feel is needed to support your younger self in this moment, you have all the strength, wisdom, and understanding to comfort and support your younger self. Your wiser, more capable self knows what you needed to meet every need, to help your younger self become content, to feel safe and secure, to feel hopeful and positive about the future to come. So, take whatever time you feel is necessary to console and support that younger self, breathing in all the power and care you require. And even in this moment, knowing that this may not have been how things actually happened, know also that all that you needed to empower your younger self is real and within you, that any changes you had made in this past memory will take on new and powerful meanings within your unconscious mind that will continue to work all the way into your current experience. So, as you feel your chest rise with that next empowering breath, and you begin to walk back down that path from those deeply rooted memories, back from that past to your now presence, you can take deep pride in knowing that you have done what you have needed to do. And now you are able to feel confident that you have given yourself everything that you have yearned for, everything that you have needed, and can feel calm and in control, knowing that you are taking great strides towards meeting your new, more present, more capable, more empowered self. Knowing that you deserve to be contented, satisfied, safe, healthy, and without unnecessary fears that you no longer need to hold on to those outdated, rigid, self-limiting beliefs. And now that you are making the journey back to your present place and time, you can feel proud that you are taking the steps towards a new way of being, and you can recognize that to label yourself as anxious or depressed, not able to cope, or to hold on to old and negative beliefs about yourself, about others, and about the world is no longer what you need. You can give full permission to let these go and to create new, more flexible, guiding principles that will allow you to face each new change and each new challenge with strength and resilience. And you can see yourself building these new, flexible principles, one word, one thought, one affirmation at a time, and letting go of those misguided patterns. And you know, and I know, that we can sometimes become so dependent upon labels, like obsessive, or anxious, or depressed, or out of control. And you may not be the one to label a person with a particular name. And yet, some people insist on doing exactly that. And I have worked with people long enough to know that professionals will say, "How is the anxious client? How is that depressed person doing? How's the mood disorder in that case doing?" As if no one has a name anymore. As if they can be viewed as only parts and not as whole beings. Like they are just symptoms or labels and not a person, just a label. And I wonder just what you think as you take that next deeply relaxing breath in reaction to these observations, that while your unconscious mind has ample resources that can be used to help facilitate change in yourself and in others, it's the learned limitations, those learned limitations that reinforce our rigidity, our patterned behavior, that a person learns a certain sequence, a certain style of thinking, of feeling, of behaving, and certain response patterns. And then that's what they do, over and over again, in a very rigid sort of way. And when you suggest a deviation from that pattern, you may get resistance. And when we suggested that someone step outside the boundaries of their patterns, you may get that resistance. And it isn't until someone breaks their own pattern by responding to the same old situation in a new way, in a more flexible way, that the most meaningful changes occur. And there are rigid thought patterns, rigid emotional patterns, rigid behavioral patterns, rigid, unbending social patterns, stereotyped responses in specific situations. And why not step outside the usual boundaries? Why not demand a new response from yourself in an old situation? Why not do something new and different? Why not think in a new and different way and enjoy the new and different results, and enjoy discovering that you really can be flexible enough to respond differently in ways that are only first being discovered by your conscious mind. And I wonder how many new things you can do today, and how many out-of-character responses you can generate in this moment. Can you be flexible enough to respond differently? And when your usual level of tension, when your usual stressful reactions gave way to this deep relaxation that you have now, that's a very comfortable change in pattern. And when discomfort becomes comfort, that's a change also. And little by little, you're beginning to discover new possibilities in old situations, in ways that can feel so good on all levels, so freeing, and so deeply refreshing. And why not allow yourself a different response? Perhaps a comfortably less fixed, less hindering one in that situation where it would be most helpful and least restrictive, opening the door to new possibilities and closing that rigid door on learnings that keep the door closed. A moment at a time, an experience at a time, a step at a time, moving from inaction or hindering action to courage, to adaptable and healthy positive actions, realizing now that mind moves body and body moves mind. And so, take your time, process the parts of this message that your conscious mind can understand safely, and pretend, if you'd like to, that there aren't any deeper meanings for your unconscious to learn, and become solid in your belief that you are taking positive action by rearranging your old, limiting, and self-defeating beliefs. All those harmful and outdated shoulds and oughts that tell you never and always, into more flexible and adaptive guiding principles like I may, it could, and sometimes there is. And with this new breath of fresh air, you will be relieved to know that all the success, all the safety, all the consolation of knowing that all experiences are not tied to those old oughts can become powerful driving forces, motivating you to seek out new learning opportunities and take on new beliefs, leading you to new successes every day, every challenge, creating new daily habits for growth. And now, when you feel you're ready, knowing this session will shortly be coming to an end, you can begin to think about all the possibilities lying ahead, and whether you want to reorient to the here and now, or whether you prefer to allow yourself to take a deeper journey into a more dreamlike state, being more confident in your ability to guide yourself to whatever destination. You can begin that process and bringing yourself to a different level of responses when you're ready to let your conscious and unconscious mind drift into a deep, restful sleep, or to come back to the present, feeling a new sense of control and compassion, a rejuvenating relief. Whether falling fast asleep now or waking yourself gently, you can allow yourself to orient to your preferred state now.